And let's get started. Awesome. Wonderful, guys. Well, every week we like to host a trading basics call for all of our new traders. Guys, drop a number one in the chat if you are less than 30 days on our platform, less than 30 days learning to trade. Drop a number one in the chat. Awesome, awesome. Let's go. Well, welcome to our wonderful platform. Guys, I just want you guys to know that I have been in those shoes. I've been trading for about 9 months now, and it has been a journey. Honestly, the best decision I could have made in my life. So I know exactly how you're feeling. It's a lot of information, a lot of, things here. You're learning, but you're in the right place at the right time, and just gotta stick and stay. And believe me, this will be life-changing for you too if it hasn't already started to be that way. So there's gonna be a few things that we're gonna talk about today. I want to make sure that you guys can start dropping your questions in the chat, and we will be answering them as the call goes on. So if you already have questions in mind as you've been going through the platform, as you started your journey, if you literally just started today, congratulations and welcome. You're going to be seeing a lot of us, a lot of me probably on these calls. So welcome, and I'm happy and excited and grateful to have you on this call. But if you've already had a couple days to be on the platform, I really hope that you've already dove into the academy. But if you already have some questions already pondering, already on your notepad, go ahead and drop them now. I'm going to open up I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to basically open up the platform so we can all be seeing here. I'm going to go ahead and get on here real quick. Let's center. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Now, bear with me, guys. I just got this new computer, so super excited for it, but just kind of figuring out where everything is. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Just drop a number one if you can see my screen, please. Let's make sure I can see. Perfect, perfect. All right, guys. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Okay, and I'm going to bring over, let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm gonna open up the platform. So for all my new traders, you guys have should have already, come to the academy and have already logged in here. So you've already logged into your Forex Academy, should have already enrolled into your academy right here. All right. You should, if you haven't already, downloaded your handbook, gone through your handbook. This is something that I love that the academy provides. Downloaded your handbook, enrolled, and started on your videos. Series 100, 200, definitely make sure you're going through that. And then also starting Go Live and incorporating Go Live with the academy hand in hand, okay? Go Live is where you're gonna want to make sure you're going to get access to your educators. And then if you need some recommendations on which educators to follow and to subscribe to and to start, getting acquainted with, your leader or your team can definitely give you. Guys, can you guys try not to I don't know how to take whoever painted on my screen. There's like a weird feature with Zoom now that allows people to write on the screen. I don't know how to take it off. I don't know how to take it off, guys. So try not to draw on the screen, okay? The next thing I wanted to just go through really quickly was that. And then apart from that, just for the newest people, is you can also subscribe to the educators on Pip Talk here on the side. You can just click here, right? You can click on the different educators right here. You can also do this on the app, on the I Am Academy app. For all the people on my team, I know that I have you guys download this app. You guys, anyone who is on this call, make sure you download the I Am Academy app. And then you can subscribe to the educators on the app, and that is going to be a forum, basically a form of communication that you can have with the educators. They're going to send you updates on their sessions. They're going to send you different communications through that app. You can also have that right here. You can click on subscribe, like view, and then subscribe, okay? That's there. And then to get to go live is going to be right here on this side. You can literally scroll down. Here's the different languages for anyone who speaks a different language, who would like to learn also and get on some trading sessions with some of the educators on different languages: Spanish, English, Portuguese, French, all of those. And then to find the different educators' sessions, you can go to Forex Basics, Forex Advanced. For right now, we're going to stick to Forex Basics. Open up their schedule here. Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Oh, here's one of my favorites who's on right now, Joshua Walls. He's on live right now. So guys, this is how you would get to some of the educators' live sessions. You would just click on it right here.
And then number 3, I'm looking for what I call a continuation candle.
Okay, this is what a live session looks like with an educator. Okay, very easy to find them. All the live people that are on right now, all the live educators are right here under this little globe. All right, Evan Cabral, Joshua Walls, and then a few others listed right here. Okay, very easy to navigate platform. If you have not yet been on a live session, I know probably most of the people that are on this call have probably reached that point in their process that they have already been able to go on a go live session. But I do know that some of you guys are fairly new and haven't reached that level yet, haven't gone to that process yet. So this is how you're gonna go live and get on that session, okay? So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys that real quick, okay? Remember, the platform is where most of your time is gonna be spent. You guys are on an educational platform. This is amazing, right? We have access right at our fingertips to be able to learn this information, all right? We'll go back to the center. Boom. All right. Let me take a look at some of these questions you guys might have put here. All right, let's see. I think Andrew had talked about something. What is your opinion on the Elliott wave and how often do you use it? If you can explain sell limit, buy stop, sell stop, and when to use it, okay? And then you can explain sell limit. Okay, yes. I've never really been good reading charts, so is there a cheap way to read these charts? Click more and then disable participants annotation to get rid of ability to write. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I definitely got, okay, where is that? More and disable. I gotta do that real quick. Hold on, guys. More and disable attendee annotations. View options to get rid of the ability to write. Okay, I learned something on this call, guys. I don't even think Steve knew how to do that. I think there were people who were writing on his calls too. Okay, I think I did it. Yay! Oh wait, yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jason Gonzalez. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. Okay, guys. So we have a couple questions already. Let me go to the first one, which was, let's see. Let me go to the one that there was 2 questions about, which was buy limits, sell limit, sell stop, and when to use it. Okay, so I'm going to open up TradingView for that to be able to explain that. Okay, and then I'll take all my indicators off of it. Let me see if I can actually drag my, okay, perfect. I'll put my chat up there. All right, guys, let me take all my indicators off of my chart and get a clean chart. And I'll start with a clean chart and then I can explain all those things to you guys. Okay. All right, we are starting with a clean chart. All right, and I'll use my notes here to write this in. And I actually have a very easy graph to kind of explain this. And I'll pull it up. And I think I actually put this in my team chat recently. I just dropped it in there recently for my team, and I explained this to them as well. All right, so I'm gonna type it in here so you guys can see how everyone always has this question, and you don't use pending orders very often. So that's why I think that this is something that you're still going to probably use, come back to many times, pending orders, okay? So the first thing to understand is buy, stop, buy, stop. Okay, so the first thing to understand is that there's a few things, oops, hold on. There's a few things, there's one thing, right? There's the first, whenever you're gonna enter a trade in that moment at that current market price, that's called a market execution. That's when you're gonna enter a trade immediately, okay? When you open your MetaTrader app and you're entering that trade right there in that moment, that's market execution. You're executing that trade right there and then, okay? And then you have something else that are called pending orders. You're literally going to enter a trade, but with certain requirements. You're waiting for the market to do something for it to activate the trade, okay? So there's 4 different types of pending orders. There is a buy stop, there is a sell stop, there is a buy limit, and then there's a sell limit, okay? And each of those kind of have different types of requirements, right? So I'm gonna explain it, in the best way that I can, which is, I'm gonna kind of draw it out, okay? And Steve's done this also on the calls before. So, all right, so I'm gonna draw it for you guys, okay? I'm gonna use a horizontal, right? Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna use my arrows. Okay. So when the market is gonna go up, oops, come on. Okay, when the market's gonna go up, where's my arrow? That's what I want. Where's my arrow? Bear with me, guys, while I get my arrow. Why isn't it giving me my arrow? There it goes. Okay. Okay. When the market is gonna go, when you're waiting for a pending order, an order placed above the price and the price keeps going up, okay? So you're basically on a downtrend, okay? And the market's going down, and then you're gonna place the pending order at basically the line, right? The market is on a downtrend and the order is placed above that price, and then the market is going to go up and it's going to pass by it, okay? Then that's going to be a buy stop. It's going to stop and then keep going up, okay? That's when you would use that pending order. So you would say, okay, I'm gonna wait for the market to go up. And when it hits that, it's going to activate the trade so that it opens the trade up in my app, okay? So let's say, for example, here, I'm gonna place it right here, okay? The market, I'm gonna pull this. The market starts to pull up. It's going down, it starts to pull up. It actually is going to touch this line and going to stop and then go through that line into the buy position, okay? So you placed a pending order at this line, okay? This line was what you put into your app to activate the trade. That's a pending order for a buy stop, okay? Can you drop a number 5 if you understood that? Drop a number 5 in the chat. Let's see, where's my chat? Oh, I keep forgetting that my chat is all the way up here, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, great. Okay, next I'm gonna explain the other one, okay? Okay, so next we have the sell stop. It's literally the same thing, but the other way, right? So we're gonna take this, and it's the same thing. So the market has been going in a bullish momentum. That means it was up, it was going up, and now you're waiting for it to come down. It starts going down, but remember, sometimes it comes down and we don't know, right? So now after your analysis, you believe it's going to come down, touch this line, activate it, and then go all the way down. So you would put a pending order for this line, okay? Pending orders are very good if you have done some analysis, and there's a lot of products here on IM. Steady actually does a lot of pending orders, okay? Steady is one of the scanners that we use here on IM. They have a lot of pending orders. They actually use a lot of pending orders. I don't know if anybody actually uses Steady, has Steady as part of their either an add-on or if they have an elite package. Does anybody have Steady? Just drop a number 7 if you have Steady. I know I have Steady. Andrew, I believe, has Steady. If you use Steady, drop a number 7. They use a lot of pending orders. Get you into a sideways trend. Would having that option get you into a sideways trend? I'm not sure if I understand that question. Would having that option get you into a sideways trend? I'm not sure if I understand that question. If the market is consolidating, you can still use pending orders because at some point the market will break through. I'm not sure if that answers that question, but consolidation, the market does have a consolidate a lot. So when there's consolidation, at some point it needs to break through, whether that's up or down. Okay, so that's the same thing for the buy stop, sell stop. Now let me explain the difference between the buy limit and sell limit. Okay, here's the difference. All right, so the difference is this. Okay, rather than going through that, it does this. Boom. Okay, so buy limit is this. You place your order below, okay, below where the price is going to then go up. Okay, so the price is going down, hits where you believe it's then going to go up. So it touches and then boom, shoots up. Okay, so in this case, it's going to go down it touches that point in the market. And what happens then, that point in the market actually activates it for it to go into an up position, into a buy position, okay? That's that pending order, that's a buy limit. It limits it, it kind of pushes it. It touches that limit and pushes it up. I use my hands a lot to talk and kind of give examples, but it literally like, it's like a floor, it's like a support. It supports it and pushes it up, okay? Do you understand that? Please drop a number 1 in the chat if you understand that. You know, I just use my hands a lot. Boom, it comes down, touches it, and pushes it up. Okay? Then it's the same thing for the sell. Okay? In this case, it's going to go like this. Just going to go like this. Boom. Okay? This, it becomes like a ceiling. It literally touches and it bounces down. It's like, imagine like a little bouncing ball, right? So the market's coming up. Let's use this one for an example. The market's coming up, right? It was in an upward position. It came up, boom. The bouncy ball came up and then shot down. That's that sell limit, okay? Touch that ceiling and boom, came down. All right, that's when you would use a sell limit, okay? When you believe that at this point in the market, it's going to touch it and come down. Is that what happens when big moves are made? Good question. Honestly, it's not truly what, that doesn't make big moves happen. Big moves can happen for various reasons. It can happen because of, you know, news that's happening. It can happen because of many different reasons, iPhone, but honestly, they're just different types of movements within the market. And honestly, there are people who just use pending orders to trade, and there are people who don't use pending orders at all. So they're just different types of trading. You can create your own stop losses and to when you use pending orders, or do you use what the harmonic scanner is giving you, NTP? Honestly, for beginners, I would say use what the harmonic scanner is giving you. And I'll open up the harmonic scanner in just a minute, Ryan, because for right now, I would suggest, and this is what I did for myself as well, as a beginner, I only used what the harmonic scanner was giving me, unless I was trading with, you know, an educator on Go Live or with another leader who was giving me certain TPs and stop losses, because they have already learned how to calculate those. But as you're learning, for right now, I would suggest taking the stop losses and harmonic scanner TPs, okay? Let me go back up, and does everyone understand the pending orders, buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, sell limit? If you do, can you please drop a number 5 in the chat so that I know I can move on to the next question? Only one person, 2 people? Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Excellent, excellent. Okay. The next question, let me see. A few people had answered. Let's see. Okay. What's your opinion on Elliott wave and how often to use it? Alexander, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no clue what Elliott wave is. Andrew, do you know what that is? Elliott wave? So if I don't know what that is, I don't use it. I don't know if Andrew does. Andrew, do you know what Elliott wave is? Yeah. Do you want to answer that? I can unmute you. Let me, I'm gonna, do you want me to unmute you? Just drop a 1 and I'll unmute you. let me see. Where is Andrew? Gotta find Andrew. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, here he is. Oh, wait. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, wait. Oh, here it is. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to. Did I unmute you? Hold on. I think I have to make you host. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, Andrew. Hold on. Hold on. All right, Andrew.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Yeah, super sorry about this, guys. We have a little computer issue from when we had a mastermind in Miami, but we're working on it. We're adapting, right? Yeah, so we had a question about the Elliott weight, and from my knowledge, I believe only Jimmer is the only person that really teaches that on the Go Live, and it's really just another strategy, guys. So like everything that we're going over, all these questions, they're all different strategies. They all work. The only advice I would give is to stick with the educator that's teaching that and really, really learn it and really, really perfect it. The reason, people succeed is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, right? So guys, really just hone in. Mike says it all the time, 2 to 3 products, 2 to 3 educators, and then just that are teaching around the same stuff, and then just continue to use them every single day. So it's like muscle memory, so that way you can perfect the product that you have or the couple products that you're using. Because otherwise, guys, if you're trying to perfect all of them at the same time, it makes it very hard. It prolongs your learning process that doesn't need to be prolonged. So just focus on 2 to 3. But Elliott Wave is, I know a little bit about it. It's, the whole market moves in waves of 3, waves of 5, impulse retracement. If you want to learn more about it, though, that would be Jimmer. He's an advanced educator on Go Live, though.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate you. Guys, let's drop a number 1 for Andrew. He is such an amazing trader. I've learned so much from Andrew. He gives us so much value all the time. Thank you so much, Andrew, for being on the call and supporting us. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go to the next question. Let me see what the next question was, and then we'll go ahead and turn my video back on. Let's see. All right, let's look at the next question. I don't know how Steve handles all of these these different screens, dude. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay. Let me see what other question there was. Really. Okay. I think that was the okay. Now we're going to. Never really been good at reading charts. Okay, yeah, the charts, Amma, I don't think anyone ever really is just becomes good all of a sudden at reading charts. That comes with, with practice, just being on the charts more and more often. I would just encourage you that we've all been in your shoes. You just need to continue getting on the charts and drawing and marking up your chart. Things will become more and more clear the more practice you get, the more repetition. We become a product of the product, right? The more you're on the products, the more you're on the academy thing, the more you hear about these things, the more you do them, everything just becomes more clear. So I really encourage you to just continue to get on these calls, and you will at some point just be able to, it'll all start coming together. It took me, 9 months later, look here, I'm leading these calls, definitely not an educator or anything like that, but I see things way more clear now, even without any indicators and clear, just naked chart. I can already see certain things happening in the market that I never would have thought I would be able to see. So I definitely encourage you to continue going, continue on the platform, continue getting on these calls, and you will have success. I promise you that. And then walk us through one trade, the in and outs of what you do. Okay, I can definitely look at a harmonic scanner trade and I'd be happy to do that. And then what else? Let's see. Would having that, okay, that was that other one. Is what happens, okay. Create your own stop loss. Let's see what else. Is it formal? Is it a formal of a technical analysis to market trends? Is it a formal? Andre, can you clarify your question a little bit? Is it a formal of technical analysis to market trends? Can you clarify that question just a little bit? Maybe I was talking about something. Oh, maybe it was when Andrew was talking about what he was talking about. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I'm not sure. Is it a form of technical analysis to market trends, Andrew? I'm not sure if it is or not. Oh, okay, yes, I guess so. Okay, guys, any other questions before I hop onto the harmonic scanner, just so I can show you guys that, and we can look at the harmonic scanner. I'm sure we'll have more questions as I open up the scanner. All right, well, I'm going to open up the scanner, and if you guys have any other questions, we can definitely look at that. All right, so let's go to the harmonic scanner. All right, let's see. What indicators do you recommend? All right, well, I use several indicators. A lot of people choose, there's some people who choose no indicators. There's some people who choose a lot of indicators. It really depends on your trading style and the trading strategy that you choose. It also depends on like who you start to watch on Go Live, right? And who you choose, what strategy you choose. There's hundreds of strategies. Once you find something that works for you, just like Andrew was saying, don't try and be the jack of all trades. That is one mistake that honestly, you'll end up driving yourself crazy if you choose to like try and go with so many different strategies. So I do a little bit of naked trading when it comes just to support, resistant, trend line break, but I also use some strategies that require a lot of indicators. So I do, I do the some SAR flip strategies, and I use some indicators that are on TradingView that you can use on TradingView that are pretty easy. I can show you on the harmonic scanner as well. And there are, can you explain the yellow shades are the area and what does it mean? Oh, this yellow shade area? Sure. I'll answer that in a second. So what indicators do you recommend? A lot of the educators on the platform, there's some educators that use, not so much indicators, but they'll use like Fibonacci, they'll use different tools. And those tools are here on the sides. You can use different, right here, okay? There's different patterns you can use. There are different strategies here that you can use, right? There's Fibonacci, there's Pitchfork. If you guys are looking to find different strategies that work for you, some of the educators that teach some of these strategies are on Go Live, okay? So some of the, like Chance and Samantha Gonum, they teach the Pitchfork strategy, okay? Now, Pitchfork strategy is a really good strategy. It's fairly simple. They teach that. It's Sam and Samantha Gonum. They are a husband and wife team. They are on Go Live. You can, on the Basics Go Live, you can find them on there. And then there's several educators that teach with Fibonacci retracement, okay? So those are some that you guys can go in and look at. In the Academy, I believe it's in the 200 series, actually Christopher Terry talks about the Fibonacci's, okay? He talks and has a video specifically about Fibonacci, okay? So you guys can definitely go back in the 200 series if you've already passed it. If you have notes on Fibonacci, you can go back and it teaches you how to activate Fibonacci on your chart. So you can definitely, right here, if you didn't know how to get to it, it's right here on the side of the harmonic scanner. You just click right here and fib retracement right here, okay? Fib retracement, okay? Right there. All right, so those are different ones that you can activate and use. The next question was, and they have series also. Yeah, they also have series. You can actually go to their Go Live and look at the videos and you can see them in sequence about how to activate them and use them. Do you prefer using the charts on IM or using TradingView? So I always use the harmonic scanner, always, all right? But I also always have TradingView open, all right? TradingView is where you're going to, what you're going to use to mark up your charts, okay? What you're going to use to learn how to mark up your charts, okay? But harmonic scanner and the scanners on the platform is where you're going to be using it actively to look for those setups, to look for the potential entries, you know, potential information that you're gathering. And then you're going to go to TradingView. Why not go to TradingView and learn how to do this on here? It's giving you the information. It's giving you the nuggets. It's giving you that the ease of being able to actually learn how to trade and learn how to use this, right? This is like valuable, right? 2-in-1 basically, okay? So definitely use both, all right? And then there was another question here I wanted to make sure I answered. Hold on. The shaded areas. So the yellow shaded areas here are the patterns, the harmonic patterns that are actually programmed into the harmonic scanner software, okay? So if you look to the side, or if you look up here where it says, you know, bat, cipher, butterfly, shark, you know, crab, Gartley, all these those different names, they coincide with this pattern. That's why if you click on one of these, you know, and the pattern will look different, right? This pattern looks different than the bat, than the shark. Why? Because each pattern is looking for a different thing in history. It's looking for a different sequence of things happening in the market. Okay, so when this pair that the harmonic scanner is looking at, it meets the requirements of this pattern, then boom, it activates it and it's saying, okay, now this pair is ready for this type of trade. Okay, so that's what the shaded yellow part is. So yeah, we want to pay attention to that, but at the same time, you don't really need to really pay attention to it. Sometimes, you know, you're getting distracted by it, but don't look at it so much and be like, oh, I need to look at that yellow shaded area. It's really just, it's what's programmed into the software, because if it wasn't for this pattern, we wouldn't even have these numbers here. Okay, so it's important and it needs to be there, but really for us, you know, once you start becoming a trader, you can actually replicate this. You can replicate this pattern once you learn what it's looking for. It's looking for this. This is an actual harmonic pattern. Once you realize the importance of this pattern, a educator, Manny Quinones, teaches harmonic patterns. Okay, he's on Go Live. He teaches every I believe it's Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I think his times have changed. He used to be at 9 a.m., but he teaches on harmonic patterns, guys. He has a boot camp that's freaking amazing. Yes, it's market geometry. It's amazing, and once you learn it, it's crazy, and it's super valuable. So if you have been looking for an educator to really teach you about these patterns, Manny Quinones is one of the best to teach about harmonic patterns. Okay, so real quick, before I go back to looking at these questions real quick, I'm just going to pick one of these one of these. And real quick, a pop quiz. Can somebody drop in the chat real quick, what are we looking at here, a buy or a sell? A buy or a sell, real quick, pop quiz, 1, 2, 3, buy or a sell? Buy or a sell? Buy or a sell? Boom, okay, perfect. Yes, Jorge got it. Perfect. Crystal got it. Chris, good, okay, excellent. Guys, for anyone who's new, who, you know, a lot of the people who just answered, they were a little bit, you know, have been on the platform for a little bit longer. So for my newer people, I'm going to tell you right now why it was a sell, okay? When you have where's my pointer here? Okay, here we go. When D is on top, the point D is on top, and the numbers, the numbers that take the TPs are below it, that's a sell, okay? D is a point of entry. It's an entry point. When your entry is above the TPs, that's going to be a sell, okay? Let's go to another one. These are a lot of sells. Let's go to another one. Market is selling. Market is selling. Give me a buy. Give me a buy. Okay, here's an example, okay? Here's another one. This one is obviously who can tell me? Drum roll, please. Anybody? A buy. Alexis, thank you. A buy. D is at the bottom. Point D is at the bottom. The TPs are above it, okay? D is an entry. It's at entry, okay? And the TPs, the take profits, are above it. All right, guys? So this is a buy, okay? So sell is reverse. The D is at the top, and the TPs are at the bottom. All right? So we want to make sure that we know that. I know at first it can be a little overwhelming, but it's fairly simple when you start to see it over and over again, okay? So the main thing is when you see the D at the bottom and the TPs are above it, that's a buy. When you see the D is above and the TPs are below, that is a sell, okay? And pretty simple. You have the stop loss at the top, okay, when it's a buy, and the stop loss is, a sell, and the stop loss is going to be at the bottom when it's a buy, okay? Stop is just a safety net. It's a stop loss, stop losing, safety net for you, okay? And then the TPs are your take profits. Take profit, and go, all right? So here's pretty simple. You're going to input this information into your trading app, which is your MetaTrader 4. And you're going to take it from the harmonic scanner, which is this, okay? There are several different time frames, 15-minute, 30-minute, an hour, 4 hours. Most people are usually taking it from the 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour time frame, okay? Let me see if anyone else has any questions from here. Okay, once you place a trade order, how long do you wait to review the chart in order to update it? Once you place a trade order, how long do you wait to review the chart in order to update it? All right, so I'm not understanding 100% your question. Once you place a trade order, so once I enter a trade, okay, Fevin, once you enter a trade, so once I enter a trade on the MetaTrader, how long do I wait to review the chart in order to update it? Can you just clarify your question just a tiny bit for me? Does that mean like when do I update the trade or update my chart? Because usually once I enter a trade, I'm not really going to update it. I mean, unless I'm actually like changing something about the trade or modifying it really, or moving my stop loss into profit or anything like that. When you twin trade in order to change the stop loss. Okay, to like change my stop loss to move it into profit, or just I just entered the trade right away and I want to modify it. Just trying to understand. Like I just entered the trade just to enter it quickly because I didn't want to miss out on the trade, or I entered the trade, enter my stop loss, and now I want to change my stop loss so that it's in profit. Which one of the two? Okay, so great. Moving a stop loss into profit. Perfect. Okay, so I think that depends. I think it depends on a couple things. So there are some pairs that are a lot more volatile than others. So one, I want to make sure that I'm leaving. No, that's okay. No worries. I want to make sure that I'm leaving enough room for the market to be able to move, right? So sometimes, and I have a couple people on my team that sometimes they'll move the stop loss too soon and then get wicked out of the trade, right? Because the market, like I said, it's moving constantly. Sometimes it's not constantly, well, always constantly, but sometimes it has a way of retracing back over to, you know, retesting the entry zone where it comes back to where you entered, right? So sometimes if it's doing that and it comes back to entry and you've moved your stop loss too soon, it can take you out of the trade, right? So if my trade is well, like, you know, 20 pips into profit, 30 pips into profit, I will usually like at least move it to break even or a couple pips into profit, all right? If my trade, that's personally, all right? But if my trade has only been like 10 pips into profit, I'm not gonna move it yet, all right? I'm gonna let it ride a little bit more, depending on how far, how big of a TP, right? So let me give you an example. And Andrew, you can, maybe you wanna give some input on this too. If you enter the market here, right? And you're down, let's say right here. Let's say you're right here, 33 pips, okay? That's 33 pips. And your stop loss is way up here, right? If you moved this down to break even, right here, and the market moved back up to break even, back to your entry, then you'd just be break even. That means that you would have been no loss. You broke even, correct? And then the market kept moving back down. Boom. And actually went to TP1 at 58 pips, okay? So then you would be like, okay, I could have stayed in the trade if I would have left it where it was. So there was 30 pips in profit. I think I would have probably left it or maybe moved it to break even. So here it's not a losing trade. You broke even, you're fine, right? It's okay. Not a losing trade, not a winning trade, you broke even. It's better than losing, okay? Now, if you would have left it, you would have gone 50 pips, 58 pips in profit. But what happens if you moved it too soon, right? And it would have wicked you out completely. Or you would have gone like this. You moved it into profit. Boom, you would have moved it right into profit. You could have easily made, you know, maybe 10, 15 pips. So I usually wait personally for about 30 pips, at least 30 pips. Andrew, I'm going to unmute you and you give me your input on how many pips you usually wait to at least move to break even. I think I'm pretty sure you usually wait at least 30 pips, but let me unmute you so you can give some of your input. Go ahead.
Yeah, it really depends on the pair. Like your GBB pair guys, they move really fast. So, 20 pips is really nothing for a GBP pair. So for a GBP pair, honestly, I would usually wait till like 30. That's what Kimberly and Luke usually say, around 30 pips. But your regular pairs, then don't move as fast. You know, anything from 15 to 20. Christopher Derek puts it in at break even, guys. If you get wicked out, if the analysis is still correct, you can always get back into the trade. But at least you know you're not taking a loss if it goes against your analysis, guys.
Yeah, for sure. GBP, guys, GBP is one of very volatile pairs. It moves super quick. If you've traded GBP pairs, you'll notice very quickly that it once you enter the trade, it's already moving very, very quickly, just like Andrew said. And yeah, personally, I usually wait like 30 pips, but a lot of the educators, they have different opinions, and depending on what you're trading as well. And you can always modify your trade. You just hold the trade down on MetaTrader. It'll open up a menu and it'll say modify. You can modify stop loss on there. Okay. What's the purpose of 3 take profits? What happens when you trade passes one of your trade profits? Okay, so the purpose of it is it's giving you 3 opportunities to make profit. It's giving you 3 opportunities. So that's where twin trading comes. You can actually do more than one position at one time. So you can enter 2 positions, 3 positions. I mean, as beginners, you definitely just want to maybe stick with just 2 positions. And you can also do TP1 and then set a notification for you to change TP1 to TP2 as well. You can also do that. I've done that for sure as well. But it's giving you 3 opportunities. It's giving you three opportunities to make profit. That's basically the purpose of it. So if anything, it's great that it's giving you those three opportunities. And you touch on spreads. Yes, so spreads, guys, is if you look at your MetaTrader app, I think for Androids it's already on there. For iPhones, if you look at the app, at the top of the app, right below the time, it has something that says simple and advanced. If you swipe it over to advanced, you should be able to see under each pair, it'll say the spreads. Spreads is basically the difference between like the how do you really explain this, Andrew? It's like the difference between the MetaTrader markets and what you see on like TradingView, basically, or what you see on the on the charts. And what you're accounting for is basically like a little bit like of an invisible cushion, all right, between those numbers. But if you see like 10, right, like Euro USD right now, it's like a 9 or a 10. That's really like a 1, right, Andrew? Yeah, what the broker charges you for using them. If it's buy, they will move your actual entry higher by a pip or 2. Yeah, it's like an invisible cushion between the actual price, basically, guys. So when we say account for spreads, it's like when you're going into an entry and your stop loss and your take profit, you're going to want to just account for that number. So it's like a couple pips in between, like a little bit of an invisible cushion in between those numbers. Okay. So sometimes there are some pairs that have like big spreads. None of them right now that I see, even like Bitcoin doesn't have like huge spreads right now. There was at one point, I think like really during coronavirus, that like the spreads were like a lot, but I think that it really depends on the broker. Don't let that like intimidate you or anything like that. Just account for a couple extra points in between your stop losses and take profits, okay? The 100 series has a video on it for more understanding. Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. All right, guys. Let's see. Any more questions while we're on there? Exotics have big spreads. Yeah, exotics definitely have big spreads, Larry. Exotics are exotics for a reason. They're exotic, and they're not a lot of people are trading them. It also depends on the broker. There are brokers that are specific for exotics. Let's see, did I miss any questions? I don't think so. Let's see. Which sessions do you find more profitable, or do you have success in all of them? Larry, I do not have success in all of them because I am not trading no London session. I'm asleep. So I don't trade London session. I really only trade New York session because that's the time that I'm usually awake. Andrew, I know trades London. So Andrew, you want to talk a little bit about London session? Do I have to unmute you? Let me see. Do you want to be unmuted? I think you can unmute. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you can't? Oh, okay, you can't unmute. Do you want to be unmuted or? Okay. Okay, can you unmute?
Hello? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It really just depends on your schedule, guys. You know, she has a family, she's got kids, obviously she can't be up, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m., right?
Oh, right.
So it really just depends on your schedule, guys. That's why, you know, Forex is 24/5. You can be profitable in the Asian session, you can be profitable in London, New York. It's really just about picking the educator and then the strategy that works around your schedule. And that's pretty much it, guys.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that our session is done for this evening. I hope you guys got a lot of value. So for a new trader, would you recommend HFX or Forex? I'll answer this last question. So for new trader, I mean, Forex, this is what I tell everyone that's like joining my team, Larry. FRX is definitely a foundation of trading, okay? If you learn Forex, it's like that foundation, right? And high frequency Forex definitely has a foundation of Forex, right? So even if you start HFX, it's actually going to give you the starting videos of FRX. Like I learned a high frequency Forex, and they give you the first, like literally the first few videos are the FRX videos. So learn the foundation. You start learning the foundation, you're pretty set with the foundation of Forex. So learning high frequency is going to be, you know, it's going to be good for you because you've already learned this foundation of Forex. So anyone who's interested in high frequency binaries, you know, you're learning Forex already. It's going to be, you know, a good transition to when you're ready to learn binaries. All right, guys, I really hope you guys got a lot of value from this call. Drop some 777s in the chat box if you got some value. Thank you for staying on. There's 30 participants who are still on this call. Super excited, guys. We'll be back next Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. okay, for another Trading Basics call. We'll add some different topics. We're going to start doing some polls throughout the week to get some more information, some more feedback from everybody, just gathering some information of what you guys want to hear on these calls so it's not repetitive every single week. But I'm super excited, guys. Thank you guys for having me and Andrew on this call. We love you all. Have a wonderful evening.